You've already spent either a bunch of money or a bunch of time ceramic coating your car. So the last thing you want to do is either scratch it or degrade the coating by washing it the wrong way. Now, because the detailing industry is so product focused, I see a lot of the advice on the internet here being a little overly complicated. In this video, I'm going to share with you the new adjustment that I've made to how I wash a ceramic coated car or just any car that has sensitive paint that I want to try to avoid scratching, as well as the rest of the process that will help you to take advantage of the benefits of the coating rather than dumping even more time and money on products. Remember, you got a ceramic coating to make things easier, not more complicated. So let's keep it simple. The objective here is very basic. Make the car clean and shiny again, don't degrade the ceramic coating, and don't create any new scratches in the paint. My brother-in-law bought this Audi A7 a few months ago, and after digging through the service history a little bit, he stumbled on the fact that it had received a Ceramic Pro ceramic coating package by the original owner. And I believe this was done when the car was brand new, so hopefully that means that the paint was in pretty darn good condition before they applied it. At first, he was like, "Score! That's worth like $2,500 or something." Then reality set in, and it changed his tune to, how do I take care of this thing now? Isn't there a bunch of rules you have to follow with ceramic coatings and you have to be super paranoid to not damage it? Well, let me show you how I wash a ceramic coated car. Because this car is white, it doesn't look super dirty on camera. But it lives on a dirt road and it gets parked outside, so there's definitely some grime built up on it. As you'd expect, the wheels and tires are dirty, but it looks like they're in great shape underneath all the crud. I checked with a spotlight in the garage before filming, and the paint is still in fantastic condition. There's no doubt that this is a beautiful car, and since being a daily driver can be tough on it, it's due for a nice little refresh. But first, we gotta talk about products. And as you can see what I have on the workbench here, I'm not using a whole lot of stuff. So I'm gonna be trying a new soap that I've never used before. This is from Kochemi, this is GSF, which I believe stands for Great Soapy Friend. Anyways, I'm gonna be using this in my foam cannon. This is just an old school MTM foam cannon that I got from Obsessed Garage. And I'm also gonna be using this in my wash bucket. So I don't really measure this, I'm not a crazy person. I just kinda eyeball it and call it close enough. You can measure it if you want to. I think there's instructions on here. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. Just put the soap on the paint, little bro. I do measure the soap mixture in my foam cannon since I want it to cling to the car as much as possible. For this, I'm using about 100 milliliters of soap and then filling it up to around the 700 mark with water. What soap you use is probably one of the most important topics when it comes to washing a ceramic coated car. So you want to make sure that you find something that ideally is pH neutral, super slick, and also doesn't leave behind like waxes or sealants or stuff like that. So they do make soaps that are intended to be used on ceramic coated cars. A lot of that, I believe, is kind of marketing silliness. Way the heck back before every single ceramic coating company had their own soap and like full line of car care products specifically for their coating, a lot of detailers would just recommend that you wash your car with Meguiar's Gold Class because it's gentle, it does a good job of cleaning, and it doesn't leave any residue behind. That hasn't changed, guys. You can still, if you're in a pinch, you can just get Meguiar's Gold Class from Walmart or something. You can use that to wash your car. I've used it multiple times. It foams up in a foam cannon decently, and it's perfectly safe for ceramic coatings. So then after I dry it off, I want to boost this coating up a little bit, and I'm going to apply, this is actually, I think, fairly new from G-Technic. This is C2 version 4. This is like their ceramic spray sealant. This, I just want to test it out. I use all kinds of different ceramic sprays and stuff on my G-Technic coated cars. But I'm really curious about this because there's a lot of hype about this product and I want to see if it's real. Now, what am I doing differently to limit the risk of putting swirl marks into a car when I'm washing it? Well, normally I would use like a microfiber wash mitt, kind of like this one, right? And we would use the 2-bucket wash method. You have a soapy bucket, you have a rinse bucket, grit guards in both. Well, the problem is, are you sure that you're getting every little grain of dirt out of your wash mitt before you put it back into the soap bucket and back onto your car? There's just no way of being certain of that. And as a matter of fact, I just washed a Tundra earlier this week, and this isn't microfiber or anything, but I rinsed this in my rinse bucket before soaping it up, and still, I don't know if this is showing up on camera, but there's all kinds of black crud stuck in this wash mitt that did not rinse out in my rinse bucket. So what do we do to fix that? Well, it's actually really simple. Instead of using a wash mitt, I am now switching to using multiple microfiber towels. The idea is, you take these out of the wash bucket, you wipe the car, and it doesn't go back into the wash bucket ever again. Once you've used up all of the folded sides from your towel, it's done. You toss it to the side, you grab the next one. So you're never reintroducing the dirt from the car back into your soapy bucket. I'm not going to take credit for this idea. There's plenty of other people online that are doing this as well, and it just makes sense to me. You can do whatever you want, but for me, I started doing this with my MR2. You might have seen it in earlier videos this year. This car will get scratched if I even look at it wrong, and this has really cut down on the swirls that I've been putting into this super soft paint. So it's working for me. The only other product to talk about here is an important one, coffee. What can I say? It's been a long week. Let's head back out to the driveway and get started on washing the wheels. I wasn't sure if ceramic coating the wheels was included in the package that this car received, so I rinsed them first to see how the water behaved. It wasn't beating very much, which tells me that either these aren't ceramic coated or they're dirty enough to clog the coating up. In either case, I needed to use a wheel cleaner to do the heavy lifting. If your wheels are ceramic coated, you can probably get away with just using soap on them. Wheel cleaners can wear out the coating if you use them too often. It's important to clean your wheels first before you do the rest of the car, because otherwise all of the brake dust and grime as well as any wheel cleaner or degreaser will get splashed onto the surrounding paint. So do these first and then wash the rest of the car after. During the final rinse, I noticed the wheels starting to beat up water again. This leads me to believe that they do have some kind of coating on them, along with the fact that the brake dust came off them pretty easily, especially on the inner barrels. The wheels look great now. This is also a good time to clean up your door jambs. If you're going to use a pressure washer, just make sure to get the angle right so you don't soak your interior. Before I even get the car wet, I spray a layer of foam on it. This will help to lubricate the surface before I do my initial rinse with the pressure washer to remove any loose dirt. This is another thing that I've started doing recently. On cars like this, I'm going to be more careful about swirls and scratches. Not because the ceramic coating is any more sensitive, it's because I want to be overly careful to avoid undoing the expensive correction work that's done before applying a coating. Who cares how long a coating lasts if you have to polish it prematurely to remove the scratches you put in it? Always spray your pressure washer away from the car if you've had the nozzle off to make sure that the quick disconnect is locked into place. I definitely don't want to find out how much the glass on this A7 costs to replace if that thing becomes a projectile. A lot of people are going to tell you that you need to use iron and bug and tar removers, but the thing is, one of the benefits of a ceramic coating is that things like that are less likely to stick to it. So as long as you stay up to date on your maintenance washes, a lot of that stuff should come off with just a pressure washer. Basically, if you wash your car regularly, you can probably avoid those products, at least until your coating is due to be deep cleaned and refreshed. I've taken my 4Runner off-roading and on road trips, and I don't think I've ever had to use a chemical to remove bugs or mud. Also remember that things like bug guts, bird poop, and mud can be acidic, so the longer you leave them on the surface, the more likely they'll etch into the coating or even the paint. Now onto the main contact wash. I start by foaming the car again because I want the surface to be as slick as possible if I'm going to be touching it. Since it's a cool, cloudy day, I have plenty of time to leave it on the car, so I'm going to go around and clean the spots where a towel won't really get into easily with a brush. Alright, so here's how this works. I'm folding my towel into fours. I pull it out of the bucket, it never goes back into the bucket, so I'm going to hit this side first. I'll flip over to a fresh, clean side. So this is my second of 4 sides. I'm going to flip it around. I have now 2 fresh, clean sides again. I'll come around and do this side. Flip around, another fresh side. This is my last side. And now that all 4 sides of this towel are dirty and have been used, I just wring it out and throw it to the side. This one never goes back into my soapy bucket. We grab a nice fresh new one, do the exact same thing all over again. Fold it in 4s and continue on. This is kind of interesting. This Ceramic Pro stuff, it's not behaving the way some of the other kind of reputable ceramic coatings that I've worked on do. But some of these stains that look like they're going to be a problem, once I scrub them a little bit, reasonably. You don't want to scrub too hard, of course, but it does come off. So the coating is doing something for sure. All this stuff that wasn't coming off with a pressure washer, all it takes is a little bit of an extra scrub and it does come off. But typically, especially with the really expensive ceramic coatings that you get professionally installed, a lot of this stuff just doesn't stick hardly at all. Interesting. The rest is pretty straightforward. Just wash from top to bottom and try to use very little pressure on the towel. Just let it glide. When I use a wash mitt in the 2-bucket method, you'll see me spiral my way around the car, but that's not necessary here because we're swapping to a new side or a fresh towel when we start at the top of the next panel. It's finally time to get all this soap off the car, so give it a really thorough rinse to make sure it's all gone. Take your time with this because the thing about foam cannons is that they cause soap to pool in places that it never would if you just washed with a hose and a wash mitt. Now is a good time to feel the paint for any bonded contamination. If your paint feels rough, even though it's clean, there's 2 ways to remove it: chemically or mechanically. With a ceramic coated car, it's best to stick with the first one. Spray an iron and fallout remover on and hope that it takes care of it. Otherwise, mechanical decontamination requires using a clay bar, and since that can mar or scratch the surface, you want to avoid that. To dry the car properly, you're going to need to spend at least $500 on an automotive blow dryer. Just kidding, you can use your leaf blower. You can get stubby nozzles that fit on a lot of popular models, but I don't find this one very hard to manage. You just have to be careful not to bump the car with it. One of the nice things about a ceramic coated car is that you can blow a lot of the water off them without touching it. I'm still going to follow up with a towel, but if you've ever tried doing this on unwaxed paint, you know how much of a difference it makes. Now it's time for the G-Technic C2 V4 application. And there's a couple of ways that you can use this stuff. You can either spray it on a wet car and use it as a drying aid, or apply it on a dry surface for more protection. I'm sort of doing a mixture of the two since I blew most of the water off, but it's not perfectly dry. Spray it directly into a towel and wipe it onto the paint, then follow up with a second towel to buff away any streaking. My first impression of this stuff is that it feels pretty grabby when you first apply it, and I'm not a fan of that. But it seems to get slicker once it flashes. At first I thought the Ceramic Pro was to blame since the coating doesn't feel very slick, but I've applied this G-Technic product on other cars with bare paint and noticed the same feeling, so it's definitely coming from the C2 V4. I'm going to keep playing around with it before I decide whether I like it or not. I applied some on the wheels too since they could use a bit of a boost. Finally, I used a little tire dressing to create contrast by making the rubber super black right next to the shiny white paint. The little finishing touches make a big difference. Well, that's pretty much all there is to it to maintain that just coated look. How often you have to wash it really depends on how it's used and how dirty your car gets. But realistically, I would aim for probably at least once a month. And as long as you use a good quality soap and you don't scrub too hard and you get all the water off, you really shouldn't have to overthink this too much. The people that tell you that you need all of these fancy products to look after your ceramic coated car are probably the same people that are trying to sell you the fancy products. The truth is, the whole purpose of getting a ceramic coating is to make your car easier to wash and to protect it. So why would we complicate the wash process with all kinds of extra products and extra care and all this craziness? Kind of defeats the purpose of ceramic coating. Also, a little side note, for cars that are just dusty, you can get away with using a rinseless wash like Optimum No Rinse. I've been testing that product on ceramic coated vehicles for years now, and it works perfectly fine. The main thing is make sure you rinse it with a pressure washer first to get any of the loose dirt off before you touch it. That'll help you to avoid any scratches. But if your car is pretty dirty, I would recommend sticking with the process in this video. And if you want more car care tips like this, make sure to sign up for my free newsletter down below and watch this video next.